What do you think about the first week or so of President Biden's new administration, and what exactly should they be focusing on for the coming weeks?
They're focusing on exactly what they need to focus on, which is COVID, COVID, COVID. And I think the new strains have people out here pretty stressed. I think everybody's concerned that the plans that we have right now to tackle the old virus may not work on the new virus. And you see it in consumer confidence, which you're going to find out what those numbers look like today. But I think that as you look at this new administration, they are hyper-focused on getting the economy back working. They can't do that unless they get the virus under control. And the vaccinations are such a huge part of that. I think responding to a lot of concern from the public health community, which is a new development in the White House, you see now increase in the goal of how many vaccinations we can do a day. I think that's a positive move, responding to the experts and the professionals who say a million wasn't enough. I think we now have a new administration in the White House that is hyper-focused on this challenge.
It seems as though this would be front and center for anybody, not just the president of the United States, but any policymaker in the U.S. as well. It seems like it would be a bipartisan issue. How difficult will it be to come to some kind of a term on a deal for this relief package, given the fact that President Biden now is facing some friction and contention with the senators right now on the Republican side of the aisle?
Well, I think the group to watch is the group that had a long conference call with the White House on Sunday during the Packers game. So it tells you how much of an emergency this is. When you look at that group, they are very, very serious about doing a deal. I think the president is very serious about listening to all points of view, but mainly what we should be watching, I think those of us who watch the tea leaves, watch this group along with the promise, or with the Common Sense group over in the House of Representatives. I think they're willing to do a deal. I think it's an interesting sidestep from leadership on both sides, and I think it bodes well for actually getting a COVID deal. Will it be as robust as what the Biden administration first planned? It's hard to know. I think it will be realigned, and the priorities will be realigned. The question becomes, how much pushback will you get from the right, from the Ted Cruz, Mike Lee group, and how much pushback will you get from the left, who want a very robust, aggressive plan that sends out a lot of money to a lot of people in this country.
How important is that money? How important is it to get direct relief to folks out there in America, like the stimulus packages that we saw during the Trump administration, those checks, so to speak? Is that the biggest part of this whole problem that we have, is that we need to get cash into Americans' hands?
You know, Dom, it's interesting because obviously you know that I'm a moderate, and I think the points of view that were expressed by the moderate group, which is this needs to be targeted. Let's get the help where the help is really needed. Let's not continue to just kind of throw money in the air and hope it lands in the right place. And so I expect that the package that's going to pass is going to be very focused on the bottom quartile, who have been exceptionally hard hit by COVID. And I think it's going to be focused on small business. So you just had a great interview with how the restaurants in New York are adapting. 70% of the American economy is consumption. We'll find out how people are feeling in terms of consumer strength. And a lot of the reaction will be, how do you bolster that confidence and get people spending money again, get money moving around in the economy, and get consumers comfortable with their future, which means getting the COVID problem under control.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.